Oh, I hear you say, look up, child. Hey, look up, child.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Here's part 2 of my Q&A. If you haven't watched the first one, I think you should because I explained everything there. So I'm just going to continue from where I left off. So this question comes from Panashe, panashesaruwaka, my little sister, and I will put all the tags, the hype, whatever you want to call it, for all these people who sent me questions in my description. She asked me, are you going to become a registered psychologist or do you want to focus on law? So she's asking me this question because I'm studying law and psychology and it's a double degree. And so originally my plan was law. I was going to study law. I was going to become a lawyer. I never really thought of psychology until I started year 11 and year 12 when I was introduced to psychology. It was never offered as a subject in all the schools I've been before. And I had an amazing teacher called Mr. Cheza, well, Mr. Cherry, but we called him Mr. Cheza. Shout out to him because he was amazing both as a teacher, but just like an advisor, just someone to be there for you. He's great. And he's a psychologist by profession. So he showed a real understanding for what he was teaching. And it was just like when your teacher's like enthusiastic and knows what they're doing, it does something. And already psychology is such an interesting subject. So I just fell in love. I graduated top of my class and I got better grades in psychology than I actually did in legal studies. I was also good in legal studies, but legal studies is a bit harder. It takes a lot of work. So towards the end of the year, I was like, what if I did both? And they don't really offer it. It's a rare combination, but La Trobe offered it. So when I saw it in my preferences, I was like, when I was applying through VTAC, which is the application system, I was like, yes, like law and psychology, first preference. I didn't think I was going to get in because that requires even a higher ATAR than just doing law because it's a double degree. But look at God. So it was my first preference. I got in. And so one of the things that someone said to me, a girl who's like in her 4th or 5th year already, or 3rd or 4th, out of the 5 years of the double degree, she said to me, oh my gosh, it's rare that we get a lot of students who come in to law and psych, and it's rare that they stay. And I was like, well, look at you stayed, that's so great. And she's like, well, you know what, one thing that's helped me is that when I get tired of doing psych, I can do law, and when I get tired of doing law, I can do psych. And I looked at her and I was like, why would I ever get tired of one subject that I'll do the other one? Like, I was like, that's never gonna happen to me. Like, they both suck. But no, like recently, it's only my 3rd week, but she's totally right. Like I literally will have 3 lectures of just psychology, and it'll be like statistics, and then it'll be like a clinical study of psychology, then another class of statistics, and then by the time I'm done with psych, I am actually ready and like happy, excited to go to a law lecture where I'm listening about like, I don't know, law stuff like incarcerated indigenous teens, and it's like, yes, like I can read about this and stuff, and or like the federation, how we federated in Australia and all that, and all that good stuff. And then psych, it's like, oh, when I don't feel like reading a lot, I can just go back to psych and learn about my emotions or all these things. So that's really great. So I don't really know. My dad hears me, who be like, what? You're gonna be a lawyer, because that's what I said I was gonna be, and because it's probably the better route to take. But like, I don't know, we'll see where it goes. I still definitely want to be a lawyer, and I still want to be an activist, and I feel like law really is important to be an activist for child rights. So I don't know. We'll see, Panashe. That's a hard question, girl. She knew that was hard. Okay, next question from Panashe was, what would you say was the highlight of my trip? My highlight of my trip was seeing my babies. Now I keep saying this and people are like, you're only 18, you're not that old, what are you talking about, babies? Listen, I have been babysitting, I have been taking care of children since I was a child. Since I was 10 or 11 and 12, I used to stay home alone with Zanala and Tabani. And Zanala is only like 2 years younger than me. And I would be in charge of them. When their parents went, I would lock the house, lock and make sure they're here, make sure there's no strangers. I would feed them, whatever. I would walk them to the park, make sure they don't get stolen and stuff. I have been taking care of kids since I was a kid. And so when I say my babies, I mean like they're like my little sisters, but they're like my babies. And yeah, so basically it was amazing to see Tabani. It was amazing to see just all the kids like Adele. She's so beautiful. I like Adele, Darlene. Oh my gosh, they have their little glow ups and stuff. Tahila, Tanya, Tiffany. Oh my gosh, Tiffany. Like it was so good. That was the highlight because I'm very sentimental. So it would have to be something that's emotional. So for me, that was very emotional, and it was totally worth it. Next question from Panashe is, sorry, I'm reading them straight from my Instagram DMs. Did 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 your trip make you that extra independent and mature, just like how people expect your gap year to change who they are and help them find the meaning to life? No. I think if you're taking a gap year, see, I used to agree, but I think now if you're taking a gap year to find the meaning of life, you're lost. Like, it's not going to give you the meaning of life. It's going to give you the meaning of laziness. Okay? I'm sorry. In case you're going to, unless you're going to do something with it, it's really just, it's not going to do much. I think this trip did not make me extra independent, but prove my independence. Like, I knew I was independent, but it was just, I think it showed people that I'm independent. I knew, my family knows, people who know me know that like I'm independent. I just feel like overseas they're like, oh my gosh, she's grown, and I'm like, yes, I'm grown. So that was cool. Maturity, I've been mature. It helped me a lot and it changed my perspective. But no, like the meaning of life is what you're doing, like your current situation, not a trip. It can't be defined by taking a year out of your education. It's just what you're doing. So yeah. Okay, who else? Uh, Blessing, blessed. I'm sorry, I said blessing. Blessed. Um, from, I don't know where to say, from Dallas or wherever. He said, who is the most amazing guy you met in Dallas? You, of course, blessed. You're the most amazing guy I met in Dallas. Nandi, who I haven't seen in ages. Nandi, oh my gosh, where are you? You're like on the other side of America, which I did not visit. But Nandi said, she said, what's my favorite country I visited? My favorite country I've visited, um, in experience wise, like because it was new and getting experience, I know I only spent like 2 nights there, but Qatar. Oh my gosh, Qatar, that was an experience. Just the culture, the like the atmosphere, the environment, like it's just normal to see dust in Qatar. Like dust is grass, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like this is cool because it's like it's Middle East weather, Middle East environment, like atmosphere, like mountain ranges, just everything is different there, and it's so cool. So that was a nice place to visit, even though I didn't do much, but yeah. I'm not sure if that's it or not. Okay, I got questions from the cousins. The cousins are Tianna, Hanif, Makayla, and those three are a bunch. Okay, it says, he said, first of all, Hanif said, isn't Hanif your favorite? Oh, and then Tianna said, isn't Tianna your favorite? Guys, I don't have favorites. I love you all. Uh, uh, and then when they started asking me real questions, he said, tell us subscribers how it was when you came back after 10,000 years. Okay, first of all, it's only been 6 years. You really like exaggerating things to me. But after coming back from 10,000 years later, it was emotional. It was, you know what? It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Like, I think for the first 2 weeks, it was like really cringe for people. Like, I'm talking about youth, like people my age. And I was like, guys, like, we used to be so close. Can we get over this? And I actually like cried at one part. I was like, no, like, oh my gosh, like, why can't we be like we used to be? And then by the end of it, it was OG. It was OG. So it taught me a lot. I can't say that all my friends then are gonna be my friends forever. I realized that, a lot of us are on different paths in life and we're doing different things, and that's okay, and I respect that. And yeah, it helped me let go and be like, gotta do my own thing. So yeah, she said, what do you, Makayla said, what do you like most about me? Like my personality traits. Makayla, you're just beautiful inside and out, and you're genuine. You're original. You're just you. You don't care, and you do it amazingly, and you slay everything. I think that's all the questions they had. The rest is just banter. Okay, so that's all. Unfortunately, if I didn't say your question, either I intentionally didn't say it or I just lost it in my DMs because I wasn't organized. I'm sorry. So, thank you guys for watching. This video is way shorter than part one, but it's okay. And if you have any more questions about my trip, you can just ask me personally, and I will tell you. If you have any questions in general, go ahead. Yeah, thanks for watching. So, as usual, I say the stuff that YouTubers say. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Okay, deuces.